Welcome everybody to How Fast Will It Go, and today we're dealing with a 1959 Porsche 356A 1600 Super. Now it has 960 horsepower, 630 pounds-feet of torque, from a 4 litre twin turbocharged flat-6 engine, and the vehicle itself weighs 2,063 pounds. Now has all-wheel drive, and it can do 0 to 60 in 2.982 seconds, and go on to 100 mile an hour in 6.273 seconds. So yeah, this is not the first 50s car that we've had on this series. Obviously we had the Lotus 11 from in the previous episode, but we've had another Porsche from the 50s and the likes of a Jaguar C-Type from this decade as well. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what this car can do in comparison to those vehicles, because yeah, the likes of the Lotus 11 and a Jaguar C-Type and even the Porsche 550 are more race orientated than this. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what a more normal everyday car and a car from that period can do. But it does at least have lightweight on its side, and yeah, it's not got a stupid amount of horsepower compared to other vehicles, though obviously it does have 885 more horsepower than it ever had originally. So yeah, it's going to be a big ask for it to deal with some of the aspects of this episode, but nonetheless, let's get out there and see what it can do. So yeah, ferocious acceleration. But unlike the Lotus 11, I could actually change the suspension on this, so yeah, it's not going to be wobbling around anywhere near as much as that car. Though more control does not necessarily mean faster, because yeah, that Lotus 11 was really rather uncontrolled, but we still got 269 mile an hour out of it, so yeah, interested to see what this more controlled, slightly heavier car can do in comparison. We're already doing 240 though, so hardly going to be the slowest. So 246 there, there's 247, 249, very nearly got to 250 there. Now the Porsche 550A Spider got up to 252, so we're already quite close to that car, but we're a full 20 mile an hour off the Lotus. Drivatars forever getting in the way. No idea what he was playing at. Yeah, the AI on this game was some of the dumbest in the free roam elements. Right, so 249 is what we got on that first side of the motorway, so yeah, let's get around this roundabout and see what we can do on the other side. Very light and very agile though, this car, so that's helpful. Take the outside line there to carry as much speed as possible. Get up to the straight, did not work though. This car struggles at the kind of top end of things, to be honest. I guess it's no surprise, doesn't have quite the torque that you would like for dealing with any inclines. And obviously, even though it is a really rather lightweight vehicle, far lighter than several other vehicles on this series, it's still far heavier than our Lotus 11, for instance, and especially the Porsche 550. And we're struggling with understeer badly on this corner, so I have to slow down a fair bit. Looking unlikely that we're going to be able to top 249, which is a big shame, because yeah, this car definitely does have potential for going faster. Yeah, I think we just gotten unlucky today with the traffic and the volume of traffic as well, not just the positioning of it. look at that, that's just like a 4-car mess right up front. One of the thinnest of margins to get through. Whoa! Well, that's a rather dramatic stunt, but I don't want to be doing stunts, I want to be getting high rates of speed. Yeah, 249 is all we're going to get today, which is the slowest vehicle we've had for quite some time now. We've not been below 250 for a long old while, but yeah, it just didn't quite have that little bit of extra oomph to get it any quicker really in the required time that we had. Which means that, yeah, it's the first time we've been below 250 since the likes of the Mitsubishi GTO, which this car matches. It's 2 miles an hour quicker than the Aston Martin DBR1, 4 miles an hour quicker than the Mercedes-Benz SL65, as well as the Morgan Aero Super Sports, and 10 miles an hour quicker than the Austin Healey. But it's slightly behind the Aston Martin Vantage, the Saleen S7 Raptor, the number 25 Mustang RTR, and yeah, 3 miles an hour behind the Porsche 550A, and 7 miles an hour behind the similarly aged Jaguar C-Type. So yeah, that is really rather disappointing, to be honest, because yeah, it had plenty on its side, the power, a decent amount of torque, though obviously not quite enough to deal with the inclines, and yeah, very little in the way of lack of weight. And obviously the change in suspension helped in terms of handling and manoeuvrability, but just didn't have that extra oomph to get it over 250 in the amount of space that we had. If we had that little bit of extra, we would have been able to go there in the space that we got up to 249. But unfortunately, that's just the way it goes. Not enough power, not enough torque, and yeah, you have very limited in acceleration when you're at the top end, which means that the space that we have to work with is even more restrictive than normal. So yeah, it is a bit of a shame that it is the first car we've been under 250 miles an hour for quite some time, especially since I did have high hopes for it at least beating the Porsche 550A Spider. But yeah, that's just the way it goes sometimes. Your expectations aren't always met. Nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.